Hi students, 12th Standard Accountancy, Chapter-5, Admission of a Partner, Exercise Sum number 27. Anbu and Shankar are partners in a business sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. The balance sheet of the partners on 31/3/2018 is liability side items are capital account, profit and loss account, creditors, workman compensation fund. Asset side items are computer, motor car, stock, debtors, bank. Rajesh is admitted for 1/5 share on the following terms. Goodwill of the firm is valued at 75,000 and Rajesh brought cash for his share of goodwill. Rajesh is to bring 1,50,000 as his capital. Motor car is valued at 2 lakh rupees, stock at 3,80,000 rupees and debtors at 3,50,000 rupees. Anticipated claim on workman compensation fund is 10,000 rupees. Unrecorded investment of 5,000 rupees has to be brought into account. Prepare the revaluation account, capital account and balance sheet after Rajesh admitted. Listen, first we have to pause the journal entry from the given information, from the given adjustment and from the box, okay, for capital, profit and loss account and workman compensation fund, okay. Rajesh is admitted for 1/5 share on the following terms. Rajesh is to bring 1,50,000 rupees as his capital. So, cash comes into the business in the name of capital. What is the journal entry? Bank account at to Rajesh capital account 1,50,000 rupees. And goodwill of the firm is valued at 75,000 rupees. And Rajesh brought cash for his share of goodwill. Listen, the firm's total goodwill of the firm is 75,000. Rajesh, we have to calculate 75,000 rupees the firm's goodwill into Rajesh share of goodwill. Rajesh share of profit 1/5. Okay, so from 1/5 share of profit we have to calculate 75,000 firm's goodwill. Okay, 1/5 is 5, remaining 2. 5 5s are 25, 30 is to be added, yes. 15,000 into 1s are 15,000 rupees. So, Rajesh's share of goodwill is 15,000 rupees. Listen, Rajesh's share of goodwill is to be transferred to old partners capital account with their share sacrificing ratio. Why? Because, listen, at the time of admission, Rajesh is a new partner, bring two things. What are they? Capital amount. First one is capital amount and goodwill value. Okay. Listen, capital value 1,50,000 rupees is to be used for expansion of the business. And Rajesh's share of goodwill 15,000 rupees is to be transferred to the old partners capital account with their old sacrificing ratio. Why it will be transferred to old partners capital account? Why? Because old partner Anbu and Shankar sacrifices their share of profit in favor of Rajesh, new partner Rajesh only. Rajesh get 1/5 share of goodwill. Okay. So accordingly, Rajesh goodwill share of profit. Rajesh goodwill is to be transferred to old partners capital account with sacrificing ratio. Sacrificing ratio is not given in the question, so we have to consider that the old profit sharing ratio 3:2 as the share sacrificing ratio. Okay. So what is the journal entry? Bank account at 15,000 rupees to old partners capital account. Okay, 15,000 rupees we have to calculate to 3/5 for Anbu and 2/5 for Shankar. Okay, 1/5 is 5, 3 5s are 15, 30 is to be added here. 3,000 into 3s are 9,000 rupees goes to Anbu's capital account. 9,000 rupees share of goodwill goes to Anbu's capital account. And similarly, 1/5 is 5, 3 5s are 15, 3,000 into 2s are 6,000 rupees share of goodwill goes to Shankar's capital account. Okay. Then motor car is valued at 2 lakh rupees. At the time of admission, assets and liabilities are revaluated. So, at the time of revaluation, motor car valued 2 lakh rupees in market value. Motor car 1,60,000 rupees is given in the question. So, that 1,60,000 rupees is increased from 1,60,000 rupees into 2 lakh rupees. So, motor car value increased. Motor car value increases means asset value also increases. If the asset value increases, revaluation account is to be credited. So motor car accounted at 40,000 rupees to revaluation account 40,000 rupees. We have to subtract 2 lakh rupees minus 1,60,000. You will get 40,000 rupees. Then stock value 3,80,000 rupees. We have stock value 4 lakh rupees in the question. So stock value decreases from 4 lakh rupees to 3,80,000 rupees. If the stock value decreases, asset value also decreases. If the asset value decreases, revaluation account is to be debited. So 4 lakh minus 3,80,000, we will get 20,000 rupees. Revaluation account at 20,000 rupees to stock account 20,000 rupees. Then debtors at 3,50,000 rupees. Debtors, we have the debtor value 3,60,000 rupees in the question. So debtors value decreased from 3,60,000 rupees to 3,50,000 rupees. If the debtors value decreases, asset value also decreases. Whenever asset value decreases, revaluation account is to be debited. Okay, so revaluation account at 10,000 rupees to debtors account 10,000 rupees. We have to subtract 3,60,000 minus 3,50,000. You will get 10,000 rupees. Then unrecorded investment 5,000 rupees has to be brought into the account. Old partners Anbu and Shankar invested 5,000 rupees, but they forgot to enter into their accounts book. Later it will be comes to their knowledge, then they recorded 5,000 rupees investment into their accounts book. Okay, so investment is an asset item. So asset item increased. Whenever asset item increases, it will revaluation account is to be credited. Investment account at 5,000 rupees to revaluation account 5,000 rupees. Then come into the box. Profit and loss 1,20,000 rupees. The profit and loss 1,20,000 rupees is to be distributed to the old partners capital account with their old profit sharing ratio, which means 3:2. Okay. So accordingly, profit and loss 1,20,000 rupees to old partners capital account, 72,000 for Anbu's capital account and 48,000 for Shankar's capital account we transferred. Then workman compensation fund 60,000 rupees is given in the question. Listen, see the adjustment. Anticipated claim on workman compensation fund 10,000 rupees. So we have to subtract 60,000 minus 10,000. We will get 50,000 rupees. That 50,000 rupees workman compensation fund will be distributed to the old partners capital account with their old profit sharing ratio 3:2. Okay, so workman compensation fund account at 50,000 rupees to Anbu's capital account 30,000, Shankar's capital account 20,000 rupees. So listen here carefully. From this journal entry, we are going to prepare the ledger account for capital account and bank account. Okay. So this is the revaluation account format. There are two sides of the revaluation account, debtor side and creditor side, particulars, okay, on both the side. Particulars will be on the both the side, okay. Listen, look at the journal entry. What are the accounts related to revaluation account? We are going to enter into the ledger account on revaluation account, okay. So where is revaluation account? The third transaction we have the revaluation account. Revaluation account is on credit side, okay. So you go to credit side of the revaluation account and you enter the opposite account. Which is the opposite account? Motor car account 40,000 rupees. So you go to credit side of the revaluation account and you enter by motor car 40,000 rupees. Okay. Then where is revaluation account? From the journal entry on fourth transaction we have the revaluation account. Where is it? It is on debtor side. Okay. So you go to debtor side of the revaluation account and enter to stock account 20,000 rupees. Okay. So to stock account 20,000 rupees we entered on debtor side of the revaluation account. Then where is revaluation account in the journal? Fifth transaction we have the revaluation account. It is on debtor side. So you go to debtor side of the revaluation account and you have to enter the opposite account. What is the opposite account? To debtors account is the opposite account. So you go to debtor side of the revaluation account and enter to debtors account. for 10,000 rupees entered. And where is revaluation account? In the journal entry, sixth transaction, we have the revaluation account. It is on credit side. So you go to credit side of the ledger account and enter the opposite account. By investment 5,000 rupees entered. So revaluation related transactions we entered from the journal entry into the ledger account. Okay, now we are going to find out the balancing figure. How can you find out the balancing figure? Difference between the debtor and creditor side, we will get the balancing figure. So we need to calculate the total. Which side we have the higher value, that side we consider as the total. In this way, credit side we have the higher value, 40,000 plus 5,000, 45,000 rupees we entered as a total on credit side. The same total 45,000 we have to enter on debit side, the same horizontal line. After enter the total, we have to draw the double line below the total. Okay, then we have to add the lesser value, 20,000 plus 10,000, you will get 30,000 rupees. We have to subtract 30,000 from the total value 45,000, you will get the balancing figure 15,000 rupees. Okay, 15,000 rupees is the balancing figure. If you get the total on credit side, you will get the balancing figure on debit side. Then we have to transfer that balance amount into the, we are going to write profit on revaluation account. Okay, if you get the total on credit side, you will get the profit on revaluation on debtor side. Okay, so against this 15,000 rupees, we are going to write to profit on revaluation account. Then the profit on revaluation account immediately transfer to the old partners capital account with their old profit sharing ratio. Okay, who are the old partners? Anbu and Shankar. 15,000 rupees we have to calculate with the 3 by 5. 1 5 is 5, 3 5s are 15, 3 0 is to be added here. 3,000 into 3 are 9,000 rupees goes to Anbu's capital account. Then 15,000 rupees profit we have to calculate it with 2 by 5. 1 5 is 5, 3 5s are 15, 3,000 into 2 are 6,000 rupees transferred to Shankar's capital account. So where you get the balancing figure on revaluation account? Debtor side. So you get the balancing figure 15,000 rupees on debtor side of the revaluation account. So you have to write that balancing figure revaluation account debtor to that 15,000 rupees we have to revaluation account balance 15,000 profit on revaluation we are immediately transferred to the old partners capital account with their old profit sharing ratio. So the journal entry is revaluation account debtor to old partner Anbu's capital account and Shankar's capital account, 9,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees respectively. Then now we are going to prepare the ledger account. Okay, now we prepare the capital account. Okay, so listen here, what are the accounts accounts related to capital account from the journal entry you are going to post into the ledger account as the capital account. Okay, so the format of the capital account is there are two sides, debtor side and creditor side, and particulars respective partner's name we are going to enter on both debtor and creditor side. The first account in the capital account is opening balance. The opening balance of the capital account will always shows on credit side. Okay, so the opening balance they given in the question. Okay, capital account, Anbu's capital account 44 lakh rupees and the Shankar's capital account 3 lakh rupees. So we are going to write by balance brought down for 4 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees for Anbu's and the Shankar column. Balance brought down means opening balance of the capital account to be entered. After enter the opening balance, the next account is opening balance. After the opening balance of the capital account, the next account is new partner's capital account. Okay, who is the new partner? Shankar is the new partner. New partner Shankar brought 1,50,000 rupees capital. So we have to enter 1,50,000 rupees on in Shankar's column. Against this, you are going to write by bank account. Okay. After enter the capital account for old partner and new partner, the third transaction of the capital account is balancing figure of the revaluation account. Okay. Listen, revaluation account are to old partners capital account. So where is capital account occurs? It is on credit side. Old partner's capital account is on credit side. So you go to credit side of the capital account and write the opposite account revaluation account. Okay. So you go to credit side of the capital account and write by revaluation account 9,000 for Andu, 6,000 for Shankar we entered. After revaluation account, the next account is a goodwill account. Goodwill, Shankar's goodwill is 15,000 rupees. Rajesh is a new partner whose goodwill value is 15,000 rupees. It will be transferred to the old partner 9,000 for Andu, 6,000 for Shankar. By goodwill account 9,000, 6,000 entered to the old partner's capital account. Okay. Then listen, where is the capital account transaction occurs here? 8th transaction we have the capital account. Capital account is on credit side. Old partner's capital account is on credit side. Okay. So you go to credit side of the capital account and write the opposite account. What is the opposite account? Profit and loss account. Okay. So you go to credit side of the capital account and write by profit and loss account 72,000 for Anbu, 48,000 for Shankar. Okay. Then where is the capital account? Here. There is the 9th transaction. We have the old partner's capital account is on credit side. Okay. So you go to credit side of the capital account and write the opposite account workman's compensation fund. So we comes to credit side of the capital account and write by workman's compensation fund account 30,000 for Anbu and 20,000 for Shankar respectively entered. Then capital related transactions we entered from journal entry into the ledger account. Now we are going to find out the closing balance of the capital accounts. How can you find out the closing balance of the capital account? We need to calculate the total. How can you find out the total? Which side we have the higher value? That side we calculated the total. Okay. So as per the format, credit side we have the higher value. Okay. So we have to calculate credit side. 4 lakhs plus 9,000 plus 9,000 plus 72,000 plus 30,000, you will get 55 lakh 20,000 rupees, and 3 lakh plus 6,000 plus 6,000 plus 48,000 plus 20,000, you will get 3 lakh 80,000 rupees, and 1 lakh 50,000 rupees we entered. Okay, the same total we are going to enter into the opposite side, debit side. 5 lakh 20,000 and 3 lakh 80,000 rupees, 1 lakh 15,000, 50,000 rupees we entered. After enter the total, below the total we draw the two line. We have to draw the double line, which means which denoted as total. Okay, listen. Now we have to find out the closing balance of the capital account. Okay, on debit side we don't have any value. Okay, so for that we have to enter the total value on debit side. 5 lakh 20,000 rupees, 3 lakh 80,000 rupees, 1 lakh 50,000 rupees. Against this value we are going to write to balance carried down. To balance carried down means this is the closing balance of the capital account for current accounting period. So now we find out the closing balance of the capital account for current accounting period. After we find out the closing balance, immediately you are brought it down to the opposite side and enter the below the total the same value 5 lakh 20,000 rupees and 3 lakh 80,000 rupees and 1 lakh 50,000 rupees. Okay, against this you are going to write by balance brought down. By balance brought down 5 lakh 20,000, 3 lakh 80,000 and 1 lakh 50,000, which means this is the opening balance of the capital account for the next accounting period. So now we prepared the capital account from the journal entry. Okay, now we have to prepare the cash at bank account from the journal entry. What are the accounts related to bank account from the journal entry? We are going to enter into the ledger account as cash at bank. Okay, the opening balance of the cash at bank always shows on debit side. Okay, the opening balance of the cash at bank they given in the question. Okay, in this box we have bank 40,000 rupees. This is the opening balance of the cash at bank. So opening balance of the cash at bank always shows on debtor side. You have to write to balance brought down 40,000 rupees. Okay. So what are the bank related transactions we have seen in the journal entry? We are going to enter into the ledger account as cash at bank. The first transactions we have the bank account. It is on debtor side. Okay. So you go to debtor side of the cash at bank account and write the opposite account. Which is the opposite account? Rajesh capital accounts. So you go to debtor side of the cash at bank account and write to Rajesh capital account 1,50,000 rupees. The second transactions we have the bank account debtor. It is on debtor side. So you go to debtor side of the bank account and write the opposite account. Which is the opposite account? Anbu's capital account, Shankar's capital account 9,000, 6,000 rupees respectively. So you are going to write to Anbu's capital account 9,000 rupees and to Shankar's capital account 6,000 rupees. So where is the bank account? From the journal entry, there is no bank account in the journal entry. So you are going to find out the balance, closing balance of the cash at bank account. How can you find out the closing balance of the cash at bank account? First, we have to calculate the total. From the total, you are going to subtract the lesser value. You will get the balancing figure. Okay. So in this way, we have the higher value on debtor side. 40,000, 1,50,000, 9,000 plus 6,000. You will get 2,05,000 rupees. We are going to enter the 2,05,000 rupees on both on creditor side. Same horizontal line. After enter the total, you are going to draw double line below the total, which means which denoted as a total. Okay. Then credit side we don't have any value. So the total value you are going to enter on credit side 2,05,000 rupees. Against this you are going to write by balance carried on. By balance carried on means this is the closing balance of the cash at bank on current accounting period. Okay. Now we are going to prepare the new balance sheet as on 1st April 2019. Okay. There are two sides. What are they? Liability side and asset side. We always started with liability side is easy for you. The first item of the liability side is a capital account. Okay. Who are contributed capital in the partnership firm? Anbu, Shankar and Rajesh. So Anbu's capital account is 5,20,000 rupees. Rajesh capital value is 3,80,000 rupees and Shankar's capital value is 3,80,000 rupees and Rajesh capital value is 1,50,000 rupees. So you are going to enter the capital value for Anbu, Rajesh and Anbu, Shankar and Rajesh. Total capital value is 10,50,000 rupees. Look at the question. Creditors 1,50,000 rupees we are going to enter into on liability side. Okay, so creditors 1,20,000 rupees we entered from the question and workman compensation from we taken from the question. After subtracted 60,000 minus 50,000 you will get 10,000 rupees. Claim for workman compensation fund we enter on liability side of the new balance sheet. Okay, so liability side items we entered. Now we are going to enter on asset side items. Okay, so from as per the question, computer 40,000 rupees we entered and the motor car 1,60,000 rupees entered from the question. Appreciation 40,000 rupees will be added with 1,60,000. You will get 2 lakh rupees and the stock value for 4 lakh rupees we entered from the question. We have to depreciated 20,000 rupees from 4 lakh. You will get 3,80,000 rupees and the debtors value 3,60,000 rupees enter from the question. We have to subtract 10,000 rupees undervalued from 3,60,000 rupees. You will get 3,50,000 rupees and the bank value 2,05,000 rupees. The closing balance of the cash at bank current accounting period we got 2,05,000 rupees is to be entered here on asset side 2,05,000 rupees. Okay, investment value 5,000 rupees entered. So we entered asset and liability related transactions. Now we are going to calculate the total. First we have to calculate liability side total, that is 10,50,000 rupees plus 1,20,000 rupees plus 10,000. You will get 11,80,000 rupees and we have to sum up the asset side values. 40,000 plus 2 lakhs plus 3,80,000 plus 3,50,000 plus 2,05,000 rupees plus 5,000, you got 11 lakh 80,000 rupees. So listen here, asset and liabilities value 11 lakh 80,000 rupees. We got the same value on both asset and liability side. Do you have any doubt? Please comment it to the comment box. Thank you. Take care.